And we also need to make sure that the really discriminatory messages that Trump is sending around the world don't fall on receptive ears. He is becoming ISIS's best recruiter. They are going to people showing videos of Donald Trump insulting Islam and Muslims in order to recruit more radical jihadists.
When Hillary Clinton said that in December 2015, it wasn't true. ISIS had not been using Donald Trump as a recruiting tool. But by the beginning of 2016, al-Qaeda affiliate al-Shabaab took her advice.
For the first time, we're seeing a terror group use Trump's language to boost their fight.
Take heed.
This morning, a terrorist group is including a clip of Donald Trump in a recruitment video.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
The militant group Al-Shabaab, al-Qaeda's affiliate in Somalia, highlighting Trump's call to ban Muslims entering the U.S. Trump's words sandwiched between the propaganda warnings of U.S.-born cleric Anwar al-Awlaki, who was killed in a drone strike 4 years ago.
The West will eventually turn against its Muslim citizens.
But what the mainstream media didn't tell you is that this argument, that the West is at war with Islam, has been used in recruiting videos by groups like ISIS and al-Shabaab for years. Videos that feature President Barack Obama. While the mainstream media and Hillary would like you to believe that Islamist terrorists are mad at the United States because of Donald Trump, the reality is much simpler. The terrorists hate everyone in the United States and whoever runs it.
The reply from the White House was deceitful, as Obama was forced to respond to the rapid rise of the Islamic State.
To stop the advance on our bill, I've directed our military to take targeted strikes against ISIL terrorist convoys should they move toward the city. And so even as we support Iraqis as they take the fight to these terrorists, American combat troops will not be returning to fight in Iraq.
They lied, for in reality, the fighting had just begun.
Or take this example of a terrorist group using Barack Obama to recruit jihadists. This is from a 2013 video by al-Shabaab, the same terrorist group that just used Trump in a video. But don't count on the mainstream media to tell you that Barack Obama was used to recruit terrorists. The jihadists don't just hate Donald Trump. They hate America and anyone who opposes their push to impose Sharia law on the world.
For the dominance of Allah's law on earth and the establishment of His Sharia. They did their part and fulfilled their obligation. Now where do you, the Muslim in the West, see yourself in this bigger struggle? The disbelievers are waging a systematic campaign of hostility against Islam and the Muslims. And it's you, the Muslims in the West, who will bear the brunt of this vicious campaign.
And as the world stands by in the face of such brutality, the massacre of the Rohingya Muslims continues unabated, with the full support of the United States and its Western allies, who continue to applaud the government of Myanmar for allegedly moving towards democratic reform and lifted decades of economic sanctions.
As I indicated to President Hussein, countries that are successful are countries that tap into the talents of all people and respect the rights of all people. I'm confident that if Myanmar follows that recipe, that it will be not only a successful democracy, but also a thriving economy.
And when thousands of innocent Muslims are indiscriminately killed in drone strikes, the attacks are considered justified by the leaders of Kufr.
America's actions are legal, so this is a just war, a war waged proportionally, in last resort, and in self-defense.
But it's not just America that these jihadists hate, it's the West. In that same video, they also use British Prime Minister David Cameron to recruit terrorists.
The British Prime Minister also added to the drama, cutting short his trip to France and even chairing a Cobra meeting, taking the national response to the death of just one kafir to the highest level possible. But the more sensational the news became, and the more negatively Muslims were portrayed in the media, the more fear seeped into the heart of the British public.
This country will be absolutely resolute in its stand against violent extremism and terror. We will never give in to terror or terrorism in any of its forms.
This next section of the terrorist video almost could have been written by the Islamist apologist group CARE.
Just 48 hours after the murder of Lee Rigby in Woolwich, the number of Islamophobic attacks rose to unprecedented levels. Dozens of mosques were attacked and hundreds of Muslims were assaulted throughout the streets of Britain.
Hillary Clinton may be defensive on this issue because it's the policies that she supported as Secretary of State, such as encouraging the Arab Spring, that destabilized the Middle East and caused a dramatic spike in worldwide terrorism. The reason the mainstream media isn't reporting any of this is simple. They oppose Donald Trump and support Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. With the election in 2016 just around the corner, you need to be on constant guard against this kind of media malfeasance. For more examples of how the media's lied to you about terrorism, watch my film The Caliphate and subscribe to my YouTube channel.